Sec 4, I hope you're okay. Let us continue with our video. And we had left at a point where we had said in LP transportation, there is also a technique. When you're dealing with transportation, there is a technique known as the Vogel approximation method, VAM. If you are to apply it, you should also be comfortable with it. Now, this is the same problem that we were solving last time, where we had got some three factories, A, B, and C, and maybe they wanted to serve some depots. So A was producing these units. So if you were to find the best allocation for A, B, and C's outputs to the destinations, and you want to apply Vogel, it's a straightforward method. It's usually considered to be the best. It's just some steps, a series of steps which I want to take you through, and you can always apply them. The first thing you do if you're applying this method for this question, just put a column here, call it row difference on that side, and on this side you will put another one for column difference. This is row difference, and this will be column difference. So what we want to do is basically identify. We want to identify the two successive least cost values that are in the corners here, okay? The two smallest figures, and subtract them. Like this is 4, this is 3, this is 2, and this is 7. So the two least figures that we have here, there is a 3 and there is a 2. Once you have identified those two least figures, subtract them. So 3 minus 2 becomes 1. Put it there. Okay. Do the same for the other row. Here we have got 6, 5, 4, and 5. So the two least cost values, there is 5 and 4. So if we subtract 5 and 4, we also get 1. Just write the 1 there. If we go to the third row, we have got the two least figures. There is 8, 3, 5, and 2. So 3 and 2 are the smallest. 3 minus 2, you get a 1. Do the same for the columns. Come to the column for column difference. Just do the same like now. Here there is 4, 6, and 8. The two least figures that we have are 6 and 4. So 6 minus 4, just put a 2 there. Here there is 3 and 3. There is a tie, so 3 minus 3 will be 0. Here there is 2, 4, and 5. So 4 minus 2 would give us a 2. And here there is a 5 and there is a 2 and 7. So 5 and 2 are the smallest. Subtract them. Once you've done that, I hope that step is clear. Once you've done that, for the row differences, these row figures of yours, identify the largest that you have created. In our case, there's a tie. There is 1, 1, 1. So here you can do it arbitrarily. That means just pick 1. But you are supposed to be in this step identifying the largest value that you have. So here it's just 1. Come here and do the same. Identify the largest value. Here it is a 3. So those now pivot figures that you have created tells you the rows and columns which you should start with. So what this means is you can, this row and this column, where the 1 is here, so this row and this column are optimal for purposes of making allocation. So start maybe with the row here and find the best place to make an allocation. Of course, you want to minimize. So if I'm being told to work with this row and this column, when I'm dealing with the row, there is a 4, 3, 2, and 7. I want to minimize, so I will go for 2. So the best place to start with is here. So we'll do this as we also make sure that we are dealing, once we have allocated everything that the row required, we eliminate. So if it is 2, we put the maximum possible we can put in 2. But now identifying these 2 means A to deliver to depot 3. A has got 400, depot 3 requires 300. So the maximum we can put there is 300. But then you must appreciate that by doing that, you'll have exhausted this. And here we still have some units which you have to give in your mind. You can always know, but if you even have space, you can be subtracting that we still have 100 there. Then come and deal with the column. This column was also optimal. So the best place to go is for these 2. You find the smallest, best place. So being a 2 means C should come and visit here. But C has got 350. 4 requires only 200, so we put the 200 there, and that will also fully exhaust this. We still have some units there. Once you've done that anyway, you have identified your row and your column, and you have made assignment. Repeat the step again. Start again by looking at if a row has already been sorted, it becomes irrelevant. So we come now again and start with row 1, because row 1 we have only given 300, there is still 100 to give. So you look at the remaining figures that are available. There is 4, 3 and 7. So 4, 3 and 7, the least two figures is 4 and 3. 4 minus 3 is still 1. Write another 1 there. Okay. You come to the second row, there is 6, 5, 4 and 5. Here we did not make anything, so 1, that is 5 minus 4. Here we have already eliminated this, so there is 8, 3 and 5. So 5 and 3 are the new smallest figure, so 5 minus 3 gives us 2. So the highest figure is that one, meaning that in the next place we need to make assignments will be in this place. Repeat again with the column. Upper we have not touched anything, so it is still 6 and 4. 6 and 4 giving us 2. Here we have also not touched anything. 3 and 3 will be 0. Here we have made 5 minus 4 is what is remaining, so that will be 1. And remember, this one had already been exhausted, so it is irrelevant. Even this one now, by the way, we don't need. This one has been eliminated. This one is also eliminated. So we only have 2 and 0. The largest is this. Why am I saying this one's eliminated? Because we have already given 300. So there is nothing else we can allocate here. We have also already given 200. Nothing can be allocated there. Okay? So these are the only remaining ones. So meaning these two, that means we should now sort this row and this column. So if I start with the row, the best place to make an transportation will be in these 3. 3 is the least figure, so we put as much as we can there, which means C to put something on 2. C had already given 200, so 150 is what is remaining here. So the best amount I can put there is 150, because 2 requires 200, but there's only 150, so that we have exhausted 350. Once you've made the assignment or transport location, you are done with this. The other place we were told is here. Okay, so the best place to make an assignment is in this 4. And in this 4, it means A to transport some units to 1, and A has got 400, 1 requires 300, so we put 300 there. And by doing that, this one is also sorted. Sorry, we cannot put 300 there because we had already given 300. What you must always make sure, so this must be 100. This must be 100. We will still need 200 there, so that the 400 is sorted. But after we have done it, you go back to the rules until you find you've reached a point where maybe you do not have options, or assignments, the allocations have already been made. So this row has become irrelevant because we have already sorted. So if we come here, now that 250 has not been touched, we still know 5 minus 4 is 1. And here we have also made all assignments, so we have no option. That's what I was saying. It will reach a point where it will just sort itself out. Then when we come here, we have not made assignments there. So 8 minus 6 is 2. Here we have made 150. 5 minus 3 is also 2. These ones were exhausted. So meaning we can arbitrarily work with this or that. If I make this and we had made that, it means I deal with this row and that column. If I deal with this row, I'm sure you have understood what we're saying. If I deal with this row because of this one, meaning we put something here, the best figure is in a 4, but 4 cannot work because 3 has already been sorted. We go now to 5. 5, either this or this. We cannot work with this. We can only work with this. So out of this to 50, we can decide to put 50 units there. And why am I putting only 50? Because 2 had already received 150 from somewhere else. It was looking for only 50. So we deal with that, and that will still leave us with 200 there. Okay? Then we come for this column, this one which we had identified, and we realize that now this one has already been sorted. I could even change and say now, because the question is ending. For the columns, because this one has already been sorted, we can come to this, meaning the 6 here becomes the best place to go. 200 can be all of it be put there. So we can put our 200 there, and by putting our 200 there, this is exhausted. You can see we have 300, we have 200, 50 plus 150, we have 300, and you have 200. So the problem is not that you just make your allocation. That is how you deal with this, that we have said A to 1 with 100 units times 4. That will be 400. We have also decided A to 3 with 300 times 2, that will be 600. B to 1 with 200 units times 6, that will be 1200. B to 2, 50 times 5, that is 250. C to 2, 150 times 3, 450. And C to 4, 200 times 2, that becomes 400. If we add this, that will be the assignment. As per this is 1000 plus 1200 plus 250 plus 450 plus another 400. So this comes to 3,300, meaning this is the best cost we can incur. It usually, if you do this, it always gives you the best allocation in one single step without having to go through all the problems. So if you have to do a question on VAM, those are the steps, and I hope it has made sense. Have a nice time.